morning. I don't believe you. It's Friday morning. You've been through a long week of tests and homework, and you've done and planned your pajama parties and treks and basketball, and someone has practically dragged you to the squad to listen to something as cliched as anti-bullying. Seriously, guys, you guys are doing good? Well, good or not good, I promise you, after this speech, I promise you that you're going to be very, very good. So let's get started with this little anecdote that I have from my childhood. Ever since I was a child, I had this weird, absolutely crazy fantasy. And you know what that was? Scaring people. Because the way I looked was exactly supported me. Because this is exactly how I look. Let me show it to you. Yes, I know. I'm not here for a Halloween ball. I also know that I'm not auditioning for Ugly Betty too. Well, but that's exactly how I looked. I had these long, curly hair practically hanging from my skull like I was a walking field of ramen noodles. And then I had these glasses, which were thick because my power was pretty high. And then my front two teeth stuck out as if I was Bugs Bunny too. Watch me. To top this all, I was poor. My parents barely had money to feed us or even give us good clothes. The combination of being ugly, fat, dark is even more dangerous than a ticking time bomb, and take that in written from me. But yet, that's not quite how my parents saw me. In their eyes, I was the forerunner of the next Miss America competition. Well, on a serious note, my parents loved me and my parents encouraged me. My parents said that it didn't matter how you looked, what your hair was like, what your physical attributes were like. There were only two things that really mattered. One, how you were as a person from within, and what was the potential you had in you that was buried deep within you. But then, at 16, I didn't believe them. How could I? At 16, do you even care you want to be a doctor or a janitor? Well, so that happened with me, and I didn't believe any of what they had to say. And then, every time I had anyone walk by me, like I had a very good friend called Elizabeth in my school, and when she would walk by me, I would think, I wish I was as beautiful as she was. And then there was Emma. When she would walk by me and, swirl her hair just like one of those shampoo advertisements, I would be thinking, I wish I had hair that was as long as hers. And then there was Giselle, who for every single test at least got up 10 minutes before the scheduled time. And I would think, I wish I was as smart as her. I always thought, I wish I was like this, and I wish I was like that, and I wish I was like this, and I wish I was like that. Basically, I had a laundry list of all the things that I wished I wanted to be, and I could never be. And then, something happened, and it changed my life. I loved to play volleyball in my school. In fact, I used to compete at national levels. So once, after playing volleyball, there was these three girls who came inside the restroom when I was washing my face. And one of them just pulled my glasses away from my face. She looked me in the eye and she told me, Rima, you are the ugliest girl I've ever come across. The ugliest. Probably a piece of coal would look lighter as compared to you. And those glasses, she tossed away right across the floor. What happened was after that is what I call the Solomon Island phenomena. There's this island called Solomon Islands, somewhere in the middle of Europe. It is inhabited by about a lot of tribal peoples. And what these tribals do is that in order to make way for fields, instead of cutting down these trees, they go in conglomerations and align themselves in concentric circles around these trees. Instead of using an axe to chop off these trees, they start hurling curses at these trees. A lot of curses, a lot of abuses. Slowly and steadily, these trees begin to wither away. And that's what exactly happened with me. I started believing in everything that everyone had to say about me. I started believing that I was ugly. I started believing that I could get nowhere in life with my current situation. I remember that phase in my life was dark. I felt like I was traveling through this endless tunnel and there was no hope. I didn't know if the tunnel was ever going to end, and I didn't even know if there was light if it ever did. And then it was the most horrible feeling that grappled me at that point in time. So I would like to ask you guys, do you think what those people did to me, was it a cool thing to do? I can't hear you. Do you think it is in your hand to control things like how you look, the features, your structure, the movies you like, the band you like? Do you really think it is in your hands to control it? Louder. No. Do you think that whatever these external attributes are, your features or the band you like or your choices, do they define the kind of person you are from within? No. Then why do we bully people? Why do we pick on someone for something they have no control of? Statistics show that 98% of you have at one point in time or other been bullied or have been bullies. So next time you bully someone, I want you to take a quick step back and put yourself in the shoes of that person. I want you to think that the guy you just abused might be the guy who's been abused by his parents day and night. The girl you just called fat might be starving herself to death. The guy you actually teased in the corridor might be contemplating suicide, and you are just pushing him down that valley. Do you really want to be responsible for that? Also, if you cannot make someone feel good about themselves, what does it have to say about you as people? Well, I know after these things, there are 3 basic questions amongst many more that would have come to your mind. Why is it that I get bullied? What do I do when I get bullied? And how do I ensure that I am never the person who is bullying someone? I'm going to give you answers for all of these by a simple rule that I call the 3-commandment rule. The very first commandment. Why do I get picked on? Well, you get picked on because you are amazing. No, I'm not kidding. I can prove it to you. I need 2 volunteers. Any 2 people? Come on in. Yes, yes, 2 people. You can cheer your friends. Come on. All right, so this is a mixture that I have of pebbles and all this stuff in there that has jewels and stuff. And I want you guys to look through it carefully and pick any two, but look through it carefully, not just random.
I got you.
Picking 2 items.
Just pick 2 items.
All right.
All right. Hold that for me.
Yeah, I'm holding it.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. You can show this. Show this. So this was a picture of black pebbles and all these jewels and diamonds in there. And that's what they picked up. Which, you can put it back in here. Thank you so much. You can go. All right. So from the mixture of diamonds and pebbles, they picked up diamonds. You know why? Because diamonds are amazing. Diamonds are unique. Diamonds are shiny. Diamonds are something that attracts people the most. So next time when someone picks on you, I want you to remember that you are being picked on because you are amazing. You are as precious as the diamonds. Next time when someone picks on you, I want you to remember that there is nothing wrong in the way you are. Next time when someone picks on you, I want you to remember that you are cherished and you are loved. As for me, when I was battling that depression, I almost contemplated suicide until a thought crossed my mind. My parents had worked very hard to make sure that I would get somewhere in life, just like your parents. Don't your parents work hard for you? Yeah. All of our parents do. They make sure that you get the best education, you go to the best school, you have the best parents, you have everything that is best. For some random stranger who you barely know, who just crossed your path and picked on you, said something that is not even true. Do you want to take a step as extreme as suicide and ensure that your parents suffer? Ensure that your loved ones suffer? That's not going to happen. So, how do I deal with it? Well, I went through this small exercise of mental reconditioning, and that's the exact exercise I'm going to tell you. What you have to do is that every time you look in the mirror, you have to look yourself in the eye and say, I am amazing. Every time you get up in the morning and brush your teeth, look at yourself and say, I'm amazing. Every time you pass by the gym and get a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, say, I am amazing. Every time you see a reflection in the mirror, you're going to say, I am amazing. If you are tall, short, dark, dainty, obese, you are still amazing. Louder. Amazing. If you are obese, if you are dim-witted, nit-witted, dorky, wallflower, you're still amazing. If someone calls you, you are good for nothing, you're being bullied, you can get nowhere in life, you're stupid, you're idiot, you're lunatic, you're mad, you're still amazing. Perfect. So I promise you, if you keep telling that to yourself, you would trick your mind into believing the reality. And the reality is that you are amazing. And next time when someone picks on you, you know that you are amazing. Second, what do you do when someone picks on you? Well, you forgive and you speak up. I, as I told you, came from a very poor family, and I always had 2 pairs of shoes that were given to me. Because I played volleyball, More often than not, I would end up tearing them up, and I would go to the cobbler to get them stitched. So I had these two tall, giant guys. Every time I would walk in the hallway, they would yell at me, "Hey, that is Rima, and she's got no shoes. She's got no clothes and no money to choose." I kept on ignoring them for probably the longest time I could. And then I one day walked up to them and I asked them, "What is your problem?" And they were like, "What do you mean by problem?" And I'm like, "Why do you tease me?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a lot of fun that we do. Do you have a problem? Does that hurt you?" And I said, "Yes, it does hurt me. More than the fact that admitting that bullying doesn't hurt you, it takes a huge amount of courage and humility to admit to the fact that something someone said did hurt you. It takes a huge amount of courage to expose your vulnerability to the world. Bullying is actually the easiest thing you can do. I can bully you. I can call you you. I can bully you for your eyes, your nose, your lips, your mouth, your figure, your whatever, your everything I can bully you for. You know what is difficult? Difficult is walking up to the person you just bullied and apologize that, "Hey, I'm sorry for what I did to you." What is difficult is to stand up for yourself and say that, "Hey, even though what you did hurts, I forgive you." And the most difficult part is, if you can't stand up for yourself, have an adult who could be a sister, your counselor, could be anyone, intervene. Believe me, guys, that is the most difficult part. So next time you get picked on, I want you to speak up for yourself. And third, how do I ensure that I am never the one who's bullying anyone? Well, we have 7.1 billion people living on this earth. And we use fingerprints as an idea to identify people. You know why? Exactly, you got that correct. Fingerprints for every person is different. That means we basically have 7.1 billion different fingerprints. When so many people cannot even share the same fingerprint, how do you expect that people raised in different surroundings, raised by different parents, raised in different culture, share the same things? How can they not be different? Well, so next time you see a person who's different or differently able, instead of picking on that person, love the difference that they have. Remember, variety is the spice of life. And remember that if you want to spread love, you have to first give love. And only when you give love is when you get love. You can take this speech as one of those that you would just go out, walk out right now and totally forget about it. Or even if 50% of you make it a point that you don't want to be bullied and you don't want to be on the side who bullies someone, believe me, sooner or later, you would be joined by the remaining 50% of the school. So, be the change that you're looking for. Stop bullying, spread love. Thank you so much. I think you can wait until, or you can go to the other, I'm not sure.
Working on it.